Friend, did you know that journaling is backed by neuroscience and psychology? Grab your journal. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Torches, Yoga, and Mindfulness. I'm Lauren, and I'll be your coach. And yes, journaling is backed by neuroscience and psychology as a powerful tool for our mental well-being. While I might have gone a little bit overboard with my stack of journals here, organizing my thoughts to one wasn't working for me. So I've got one for my intuition, my spiritual journey. I've got one for notes on topics I'm studying. I've got one a dear friend gave me that I haven't designated yet, but I'm excited about. There's, of course, the dream journal, the life journal. This is my planning journal. It's more organized with tabs. There's this one. And even our book for our guided meditations. This is almost like a journal as well. It's got, I keep up with it. All the meditations we practice are in here. Got my little table of contents going there. They're all in there. So it's just kind of logging our journey together and my hopes for you guys. Healing tips I like to share. Today we're going to talk about the science behind why journaling works and how greatly it impacts us. Having been in therapy, crisis counseling, things like that, they of course talked to me about journaling and encouraged me to journal and write out my experiences. And I had all kinds of reasons why I really just wasn't going to do that. It seemed too time consuming. I didn't know what to write. What if somebody ever found it and read it? And then I've even got juvenile arthritis in my hands. So sometimes it can hurt to write. But when I learned the beneficial impacts it has and the science of how it truly works, I knew I had to find some quick, effective ways that I could work this into my practices. We'll get into some exercises at the end, but I want to start out with the science of how and why journaling impacts us in our brains. First and foremost, it helps us to process and regulate our emotions. When we engage in writing, we engage our prefrontal cortex. That's the rational part of our brain. And when doing that, it helps to calm the amygdala, which is responsible for our emotional response and can kind of get carried away with itself. So by engaging the prefrontal cortex, we reduce the intensity of the difficult emotion. According to fMRI studies, just labeling our emotions, I'm anxious, I'm sad, I'm angry, I feel betrayed. Just by giving them a label, we reduce their impact by dampening the activity in the amygdala. Journaling also encourages cognitive reframing, allowing us to shift our perspective. So cognitive reappraisal is a psychological technique where we reinterpret situations with a non-judgmental, open curiosity to reduce the stress they have on us. When we do this, we strengthen the neural pathways in our brain that are associated with resilience and adaptive thinking. Studies are now showing that expressive writing, especially when we're writing about traumatic or very stressful experiences, these writing exercises lower the cortisol in our bodies, our stress hormone. A study by Dr. James Pennebaker found that writing about our emotions improves our immune function, reduces blood pressure, and enhances our mood even over time, not just while we're in the exercise of journaling. And journaling doesn't just improve our own self-awareness, but it also helps improve our memory. The act of writing out our experiences, our thoughts, and our feelings encodes them into our long-term memory. Our brains have this default mode network, where a couple different areas of our brain work together when we're not directly involved in a task, when it doesn't have to focus its energy and think about how to do something. These times of relaxation and rest, when our journaling strengthens that means when we're not actively engaged in a task, we're less likely to get carried away in a thought spiral. And instead, it allows for restful, healthy thought processes, creating space for present awareness. Journaling makes us better problem solvers and enhances our creativity. When we engage in free writing, we engage our right hemisphere of our brain. And this is in charge of our creativity, our intuition, our holistic thinking. Our brains have a characteristic called neuroplasticity. This just means our brains have the ability to adapt and change over time. We want them to be able to grow and adapt to new environments and new experiences. And brain scans are showing increased neuroplasticity in people who regularly engage in journaling exercises. And of course, journaling promotes mindfulness and present awareness. It can certainly serve as a mindfulness exercise to help you anchor your awareness to the present moment. Whether you're writing on gratitude, thoughts, feelings, experiences, when we're writing in a structured manner, we can break the repetitive negative thought loops. If you're not sure where to start or how, I suggest trying the brain dump exercise. So what you do is you get yourself a pen and paper and you set a timer for 10 minutes. For that 10 minutes, you're just going to dump it all out. Anything that comes up. Even if nothing comes up, write that out. Maybe expand on it on how you feel that nothing comes up. Just get everything out, whether it's something you're happy about or whether it's something you're angry about. Spend those 10 minutes just pouring it out. Don't worry about coherent sentences or grammar or anything like that. When the timer goes off, you stop. Review what you've just written. If you happen to notice any recurring themes in your thoughts that you've written out, those might be the areas that we want to focus our healing on. That might be an area or a topic that needs your own compassionate self-forgiveness, love, and nurturing. For targeted work and healing, we can try some journaling exercises like labeling our thoughts, bringing in emotional awareness. If you'd like some more information on labeling your thoughts and the full kind of how-to process, definitely jump on over to our page and check out that video. But for this journaling exercise, we want to ask ourselves some questions. What emotions am I experiencing right now? Can I name and acknowledge them without judgment? Do they show up anywhere in my body? Do these emotions have a color, a texture, a shape, a weight? Are these thoughts anxious or angry or sad or happy? Just giving them labels without judgment. To strengthen neural pathways and shift our perspective, we can ask ourselves, what is a current challenge I'm going through right now? Is there a way I can see it from another perspective or see it differently? Ask yourself, if a close friend was going through this, what kind of advice might I offer them? What does this experience offer for me in terms of learning and growth? Consider these and write out your thoughts. And another great journaling exercise is gratitude. If you're new here, certainly welcome. You will quickly learn that I am a big fan of gratitude practices, and we can definitely compound our mental well-being and our self-care by combining gratitude and journaling within the same practice. Maybe you just write a quick list of 3 things you're grateful for today. Maybe you think about a person that you appreciate and why you appreciate them. You could also write about one experience you're grateful for having this week. And don't forget to be grateful for yourself. Write down what you're proud of yourself about this week. Those are just a few journaling exercises to help get your mindfulness and your journaling exercises aligned. You can certainly find all kinds of different prompts out there. Journaling is a self-care and an enriching activity. If you think you don't have time, think about it like this. It's not just self-care, but you're conducting an experiment with a hypothesis on your own self-awareness and healing that would lead you to peace, so that in turn, you can show up in life as your best self with clarity and peace. Please feel free to reach out if you feel like you have any disconnect or trouble starting journaling and you'd like to, and if you feel like something's come up that you'd like to work through with a coach. Stay present, stay kind to yourself, and I'll see you soon.